Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it is Wednesday night, time for a Facebook Live. For those of you that might not know me, I am Jenny Harold, and I live in the beautiful chilly state of Colorado, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 13 years, I believe. So I haven't introduced myself lately, so I thought I'd do that. Tonight, well, it's Wednesday, January 4th, is that right? So tomorrow is the first day that you can order from the mini catalog. You can order products from the mini catalog and get free celebration products. I did not grab my celebration catalog. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Now, I can't show you the inside of these until tomorrow, but you can see them online, or you can hopefully, maybe you've gotten one in the mail from me, or if you have a different demonstrator, maybe they sent you one. If you have not gotten one and would like me to mail you one, just leave me a message and I will take care of that for you. I would love to make sure you have a catalog. So starting at like 12:15 or something tonight, midnight, a little after midnight, you can start ordering from this catalog. And this catalog goes through May 1st to May, and the celebration is just January and February. So if there's anything in here that you really want, you're going to want to order those celebration items. Good evening, Karen and Patty. I'm glad you've been drooling all over your catalog. Don't get it too wet, though. I don't want that to happen. So tonight we're going to use Nested Friends, and I think this is just the prettiest set. It's the nest. Isn't that nest gorgeous? I haven't used that. I've just played with this today, so I'm going to have to give me some time to play with it some more and come up with something pretty here. But I just think that nest is gorgeous. And the little bird is nice and sweet. The best friends make the good times better, the hard times easier. Always thinking of you, and birthday wishes. So some nice little general sentiments. So we're going to use that. And then we're using, you might not notice, I tend to forget these things. In the very back of the catalogs, there's always a section called Host Rewards. And those are things that you can get if you spend $150 or more. And then you can use your host money, your rewards money, I don't know why they call it that, to buy those products. And there's usually 1 or 2 stamp sets, and then there's a pack, sometimes a paper or some bling. So the paper in the catalog this time is called Dandy something. Let's see what it says on the bottom. It's a huge pack of paper. Dandy Designs. Look how it's 48 pieces of paper. It's more than any human being could use, but if you get together with some friends, then you can split the pack of paper. And they're really just kind of cool designs. Just can be so many different uses for these packs, these designs. I'm not going to show you each one, but you can see. And of course they're double-sided, so you get lots of variety on the other side. I love this. I want my husband to have a shirt made out of that fabric. Or I could have a shirt made out of that fabric. It's pretty. So if you get an order together for 150, that way you could get this paper, and then you could also get 5 celebration items. That's pretty cool, wouldn't it? You never know. Yeah. So let's put that to the side. And we're going to use one of the kind of simple patterns from the Dandy Designs, and it's a little window pane plaid. You know, I love powdery blues with brown, blue and brown mixed together. So this is crumb cake though, but I think it goes well with it. But it would look pretty with early espresso also. So we're just going to layer that. You know, Patty, I've drooled over this catalog a lot too. I haven't, as demonstrators we can order early. I didn't order everything because I don't have that kind of money. But there's just so many things in there I want. But you know, we've got between now and May to order those things. So that's our first layer, and we can go ahead and put it on a thick basic white card base. I know sometimes you guys don't really think about ordering, you know, the basic white. You might think, well, I can get that at a big box store. But the weight of our thick basic white is perfection, and the smoothness of it makes it worth it. If you ever try it, you'll never go back. So that, we put that to the side, and then we can work on the rest of our images. So we're going to do a die. This has coordinating dies. Look at this. It's kind of a, it's the nest, but it's the base of it. And then this is the layer on top of the nest with, you know, more sticks. So we're going to die cut that out of crumb cake. But I don't, this is so plain. And so we're going to darken it up a little bit. There's a stamp in this set that's just dots. So we're going to use early espresso and add those dots. I agree, Jamie. You know, I used to sometimes buy some less expensive papers, but not anymore. And the same with our envelopes. Our envelopes are fabulous. So we just want to have this to have some texture. This is more than I need, but it's okay. And then I'm going to also add some color with the blending brush. Just to give it some kind of some age looks there. And now we can always go back and add more of that if we want to. Now let's use our mini machine. Keep meaning to get this out and use it more like I should. Pretty sure this will, I'll have to trim that down a little bit. Since this is a scrap piece, that's okay. So we'll cut out this part of the nest. And this part. See if I've got that lined up. Oops, it's sliding. I don't know if I can turn left-handed anyway or not. I better turn right-handed. I don't know what I thought I could do something left-handed. Now we'll just, that ought to be better. It's a tight squeeze here. Did you notice the mini boho blue machine you can get if you decide to sign up? I think it's so cute. So obviously you notice that means that we have a new color coming out soon called boho blue. That's like a little hint for us. I'm not so sure that cut. So looks like we'll have to do that a second time. I don't know if I can line it up. We'll try. There's our first little nest. It also embosses it, so that little color gives it a little oomph. We'll line that up again and run that through. I'm going to run that through the big machine just to be safe. Might have a little more control. Once you've got those indentations there, you can usually line things up pretty good. If you need to run it the second time, it's magic, isn't it? I think I want to darken the branches. We'll go enjoy dinner and come back, Patty. I'll have a picture for you. Speaking of that, you know, you could change this bird, can be any color you want. He does not look much like a cardinal, but you could do a robin, a finch. You could do lots of, well, it could be a girl cardinal, like this. So now we've darkened that just a little bit to give it some interest. Now we'll poke out all these little chads. My goodness, this is not cooperating very good. We'll make do. I think we just about got it. Look at that, it just did not cut. And I've used this all day today. We'll run it through one more time. It's the easy way. See if we can line that back up again. That might be a disaster. You know what? I'm going to turn it this side up. Sometimes that helps. We'll see what happens. And I'll run it through twice. That worked. You can see it much better. Sometimes dies can be persnickety. especially when you're teaching a live class. That's when they decide to act up. Or you get it all, ink all over your clothes, or glue explodes. All those. There we go. There's our pretty little nest. And it came out nice. Now you could have put this on with adhesive, but it's so dainty. I was afraid. Might have to try that later. But we're going to put it on with Tombow. Now you can see this little circle here, and then you see the circle on the embossing there. So that's how you know to line that up. It's kind of like the center of the nest. So we'll just put a little Tombow on there. Hold it down. And then the little bird in the nest is going to hold it down some. Just a tiny dab. I used a little too much, but it's going to dry clear and we'll be okay. So we'll put that to the side. And we've got some stamping to do and some coloring. And I guess that means we need a piece of paper. What do you think? Here, we're going to stamp the sweet little bird and the branch. I think we can get those on this piece of paper. I will tell you, when I was practicing making the first card, it took me several times to get my bird colored the way I wanted. So I'm stamping too, just in case. And I tried him with blends, and I wasn't happy. That's got glue, so so then I switched to watercolor pencils. That's something we don't always use, but for this, I thought it looked pretty cool. So we're going to use crushed curry, and that's going to be his chest, kind of. It's going to be very, very light. I guess he's like a wren or a thrasher. He's just going to be a brown bird. And then we're going to use early espresso for the rest of him. You know, the harder you color or push, the darker your color will be. I always like to start light because it's hard to take color away. You can add color. It's hard to take it away. You don't need to get right up to the edge because when we use our blender pen, it'll drag that color. Now we have these blender pens. They come in a pack of 3. I don't know what's in them. Maybe water and glycerin or something like that that smooths out the ink. It's always good to test and make sure your tip is clean. And then it's not ink, it smooths out the color pencil. Now this pencil apparently had a little red mixed in it, but that's pretty, so that doesn't bother me. Now that'll blend out the pencil, fill in those little white spots. You can also blend these with Wink of Stella, but I'm not going to make this a glitter bird. He's just going to be plain. Now that makes his color look more natural. He needs his beak. And it's pumpkin pie. I could use yellow, but we'll give him a bright beak. Now we need our branch. And I'm going to color part Cajun Craze. Hi Kay, hi Cherie. And part Early Espresso. So I'm just going to take the Cajun Craze and go down the edge. Kind of, there's pretty tiny little spots there. That's also a good reason to use pencils because this is a pretty small area for coloring. Now you could use the Marvelous markers. I do forget that we have. And I bet they would work fine for this. We'll use our blender now to kind of blend those two colors together. Makes it look more realistic. Branches are not one solid brown, or there's several shades of brown. And maybe a little bit of white mixed in. See the cap here. We'll find it oh, there it is right in front of me. And then we need Old Olive, and we're going to use Granny Apple Green on our leaves. So they're going to be two colors of green mixed up there. To push pretty hard on this little area. And then we'll blend that. So I heard some of you had bad weather last night. I hope it wasn't too awful. All we have is just cold, and that's okay. So we'll cut these out. We'll try that mini machine again and see if we can't, if we run it through twice, it'll cut better. No, it's not the machine's fault, it's the user. I hope that's the issue. Okay, let's see. Line those little leaves up pretty. And this little bird. Oh my goodness. He's barely on there. I think that's it. I'm going to make sure those haven't moved. We'll run that back through. You have to be brave to do this on camera. but I think we can do it. It looks pretty good. Might do a little surgery here, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And there's our sweet little bird. She looks cute. So tomorrow, when the catalog starts, I'm doing 2 catalog launches. One is called Crafty Collaborations. The schedule's going to post tonight about 6:30 my time, 8:30 your time. It will be 2.5 days of videos. There's no way you can watch them all, and there's no way we would expect you to sit and watch for 2.5 days. But if you join the group, you can go back and watch them over and over again. And then on Friday, some of your regular peeps, Jamie and Leanne and Cindy and I, are doing a Facebook hop. So that schedule will be posted too. So we want you to join in on all the fun. And then you can decide all the new goodies you need. I cut deckled pieces to go together here. We're going to put our nest and our birds there. But I want this sentiment, best friends make the good times better and the hard times easier. We're going to put it right about there. I think we're going to use early espresso. Now I want to make sure that's sort of straight and this ink's up good. Always good to have that scratch paper. Doesn't look very dark. I love this saying, the good time is better, the hard time's easier. And that's the truth, isn't it? Sometimes you just need the right words, and I think this one is pretty good. So our little nest is dried, almost stuck to the desk. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue this down though. I'm not going to use dimensionals on this because we're going to let the nest have dimensionals, and I want it to be the center of attention. You see that I'm using a piece of paper I stamped on the back. I don't let my paper go to waste. I was practicing stamping with yellow and I didn't like it. Now we can put this on our card front. I didn't want to adhere that until I had stamped it, just in case I messed up. I don't like to have to peel things apart and try to make it work. I end up throwing them in the trash can. I don't like it. Now we can glue our little branch. It's going to hang off the edge. Makes your eye move around on the page. When you have things going off the edge or unexpected, it makes your eye travel, and it makes things more interesting. Now we'll put our nest on with some dimensionals. Of course, we're going to put some bling on here, but I have one more little thing to add. So we can put our little nest, and we'll put our little bird on with Now there's some eggs you can add to this nest. Extra leaves. So in this die, look, there's this die that cuts these tiny little leaves, but it cuts out 3 at a time. So that's kind of cool. You're not, and besides, you're not losing that tiny little die. And I actually thought, this is the back of this paper, that I thought it would be pretty for the leaves to be this side. And I was right, it came out really cool looking. So we're going to run that through real quick. I think it's because the leaves are so tiny, you don't really notice that little modern pattern of the paper, because it's kind of mod looking. You just notice the colors. Since it was a scrap, you're not wasting paper. You're kind of using the scrap and coming up with something cute. Now, doesn't that look cute? And you don't really realize that it's kind of a bunch of these polka dots. So we're gonna put these peeking out from behind the nest. Just give it a little subtle color. Another one. And I think we'll put one over on this side. These little reverse tweezers are great for picking up small pieces. If you wanted to, you could take these leaves and put them on the stick and cover those up. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Now we need some bling. And I thought the elegant faceted gems, just the clear, to give it some shine, would work fine. So we'll put a couple little shiny gems on here. I'm so glad you joined me tonight. I've been kind of busy today, and it's nice to take this time with friends. Always enjoy spending time with you guys. So here's our card. And now Patty's had her dinner, and I'm going to have my dinner. So, and then I will post this final card for you in just a little while. Came out cute, didn't it? Thanks, Nancy. I love the nest. I think it's so pretty. And I love all the detail you get. You just will have to be real careful when you go to put this in your envelope. But other than that, it's not a problem. And when there's a card like this and I go to put it in an envelope, I always have a sheet to put on top of it anyway, so it won't get smushed in the mail. And it'll kind of get protected, especially when it's got bling on it. So, worked out okay. Thank you, Jamie and Anne and Cherie. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to check back tomorrow for the crafty collaborations. Lots and lots. Over 30 demonstrators doing projects. And there's door prizes. So, you got to sign up. You're not having to sign up. You just got to go to that Facebook page and join. And then you might see your name on there to win a door prize. And then on Friday, the rest of our regular peeps will be hopping around. And there might be some prizes mixed in there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you Friday. And maybe I'll see you even Saturday. Happy shopping tomorrow with the new catalog. Bye.